Very good morning everyone, and welcome to the video lecturer number 4 on the first module. So in the previous video we have discussed about some of the parameters which affect the solution of the FEM. So those are the type of an element, number of elements, size of the element, and the location of the nodes. So among these parameters, location of the node is going to be very important as per the problem point of view. Okay, so this is the first problem in your textbook. This is about the solution of the 1D bar elements. So here, location of the node is going to be very important because where to locate the nodes, because the very first step in our FEM is to discretize the given body or discretize the given continuum into smaller number of parts called elements. Then you have to locate the nodes. So here is the first problem. How to locate the nodes is that whenever there is a fixed end, you have to consider it as a node, and whenever the node is given, there also you need to consider the node, and whenever the material property discontinues or where the geometry discontinuity is there, and whenever the load discontinuity is there, there all you need to consider the node, because there only you will be having a maximum stresses or displacements. Okay, so now we'll divide a given body into by FE model. Okay, let us go for FE model first. Okay, so the step number 1, that is FE model. So simply I will consider the two nodes here. So this is the node number 1 and this is the node number 2, because here there is a one fixed end and here the load is applied. So I have considered two nodes, and each node has a single degree of freedom. Single degree of freedom means only one kind of a displacement. So under the application of this axial force, only the displacement takes place in the x direction. So that's why 1 degree of freedom at each node. Then here I will consider Q1 and F1. So force applied and displacement, and at the node 2, here the displacement 2 and force F2. As per the problem, only we know one force and one displacement. Definitely under the application of this force, 10 kilonewton, the displacement only takes place in this point, not at this point, because it is already a fixed one. So this is how you have to model the FE of this structural problem. Then the second step is to find out the elemental stiffness matrix. So this we have studied in the steps involved in FEM. Okay. So as per the for a time being, you just remember that stiffness matrix for a bar element is given by the K, which is denoted by K, which is AE by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So this is actually a small derivation we have gone through in the last video. That is the stiffness matrix for a bar element. So remember, this is for a bar element. Okay, AE by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. This is the simple 2 by 2 stiffness matrix. Why 2 by 2? Because we have considered the two nodes and each node has a single degree of freedom. In case if both has 2 degrees of freedom, this stiffness matrix would have been 4 by 4, because 2 at here, 2 at here. But as that is a 1D bar element, it is simply at each node there is a 1 degree of freedom, hence it is 2 by 2 stiffness matrix. Now in this formula, let us substitute these values. These are the given data which I have already noted down. Okay, so now here AE by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 is there. Just put in this formula. What is the area? Area is 10 to the power 4 into Young's modulus is actually the given data is 200 GPa, that is gigapascal. So that can be converted into Newton per meter square, that is 2 into 10 to the power 11. Because giga is nothing but 10 to the power 9, then these two zeros constitute 10 to the power 11 Newton per meter square. But for a problem point of view, let us convert all the units in Newton and mm. Okay, So even though I have converted the force kilonewton into newtons, okay. So and the length is already given in mm, and area is also given in mm square. Better convert Young's modulus also in terms of mm. Okay. So it is, see, this point you have already known from the mechanics of material, that 1 megapascal is nothing but 1 newton per mm square. So 2 into 10 to the power 11 newton per meter square is nothing but 2 into 10 to the power 5 newton per mm square. Now let us substitute here. Young's modulus is 2 into 10 to the power 5 divided by length of the element is 1000 mm, that is 10 to the power 3. 1 minus 1 minus 1 as it is. Now 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 5, here 2 remains. So totally you will get 2 into 10 to the power 6. 2 into 10 to the power 6, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Or else you better take 10 to the power 6 outside and multiply this element in the matrix. You will get 2 minus 2 minus 2 then plus 2. So this is the stiffness matrix. Now let us consider the load vector. Load vector is simply there are two forces, F1 and F2. Where F1 is what? There is no force applied here. Let us consider it as 0. And F2 is 10 kN. That is simply 10 to the power 4 I can write, because 10 into 10 to the power 3 is nothing but 10 to the power 4. Then displacement vector. So these all we have discussed in the steps involved in FEM, okay? Just go through it. And here we have only two displacement, Q1 and Q2. Okay, that we need to find out. Okay. So now let us go through the equilibrium equation. Equilibrium equation, which is K into Q is equal to M. So this is the equilibrium equation. Just substitute all these values in this equation, you will get the displacement equations. Okay. So what is the stiffness matrix? It is 10 to the power 6, 2 minus 2, minus 2 plus 2 into Q values are Q1 and Q2. These values we don't know, we have to find out. Then force values, one is 0, another is 10 to the power 4. Now let us apply the elimination method. So in our one of the previous lecture, we have studied that there are two methods to find out the displacement. One is elimination approach and another is penalty approach. So we'll discuss penalty approach in the next class. In the elimination method, what we need to do is, let us apply the boundary condition. Okay. So what is the boundary condition? Here we know that this is the first node and here we have a Q1. Okay, here we have a Q1. So here we already know that displacement is 0, because this is a fixed end. You cannot have any displacement there. Okay, so that's why as it is a 0, you have to eliminate first row as well as first column. Okay, in case if the node 2 is fixed, then you could have eliminated second row as well as second column. Simple thing you remember, that where there is a fixed end, in that particular row and particular column you have to eliminate. Fine. So now the remaining values are 2 into 10 to the power 6 Q2 is equal to 10 to the power 4. Even you delete 4 also. So now you will be left with 2 into 10 to the power 6 Q2 is equal to 10 to the power 4. So simply 10 to the power 4, 10 to the power 4 cancel here. Another 2 remains. Okay. Then Q2 will be is equal to 1 divided by 2 into 10 to the power 2 immediately. Okay. You know that 1 by 2 is 0.5. 0.5 then again divided by 10 to the power 2 will yield us 0.005 mm. So this is the displacement value. Okay. So once again I will tell you. First you have to go for FE model. just write the element, and then the nodes you denote 1 and 2. And as you already know that nodes are located where there is a fixed end and node is given. Then stiffness matrix for a bar element, substitute all these values here and you will get this value. Then go for a load vector. Okay, there are only two forces, one is already 0, another is 10 kilonewton. Then displacement vector q1 q2, this we need to find out. Then write down the equilibrium equation after getting the stiffness matrix, load vector and displacement vector. Kq is equal to F. Substitute here, and one more thing you have to remember is the elimination method. Okay, in the problem it is mentioned go for that particular method. If not, go for a elimination method. That is very easy than the penalty approach. Okay. So where there is a fixed end, you have to eliminate that particular row as well as column. Then you will be left with 2 into 10 to the power 6 q2 is equal to this 10 to the power 4. Then eliminate these values and you get the simplify it. Then q2 will be 0.00